Everyone, and welcome to PE Lab. Today we'll be doing experiment number 14, that is speed control of stepper motor. What we'll be doing in this experiment is basically running the stepper motor at different RPMs and then calculating the time, and then we're going to find a bunch of values. Now this is the stepper motor. Actually this is the motor. This is the display, if you can call it, for the stepper motor, and this is where we'll be this is the part we'll be using for our experiment today. So over here is the stepper motor kit. The connection is very simple. Just connect the ones to the respective color. So yellow to yellow, red to red, black to black, blue, and then green, and that's all.
What if I'm colorblind?
If you're colorblind, you have to do something else, I believe. Okay, so if you look at the tabular column here, this will help us to understand what the experiment is all about. So we have something called as RPM set. So you set which RPM you want, you calculate the time for that, you calculate the frequency, and then you calculate the theoretical value, and all you have to do is the practical value and the theoretical value have to match. And you are finding the theoretical value using this formula given here. It is very straightforward. You just have to plug in the f value here, and then probably you have to hope to get both the values as close as possible. Okay, so now this is the circuit diagram. This is all it has been rigged up inside for you. No need to worry about. We'll start the experiment. We have switched everything on. Okay, now we're going to power on the device. The device is powered on. If you can zoom into the screen here, you're going to see a bunch of things written here called stop, step or RPM mode, forward or reverse, and half or full. So today we're only going to use the RPM mode. Okay, so here you have the so-called keyboard here. So for whatever menu or whatever thing you want to select, you're going to use set. If you want to change, use increment and decrement, and if you want to run or stop the motor, use stop and run. Okay, so we'll just mess with the settings for a bit. Yeah, so this is RPM. The set is at RPM. Now it's at 1, so I'm going to keep it at 1. It's not zooming. 1, 2, 1,
Increment
3, 4, and so on. So we'll just pull it back to 1, so that you will get a clear idea. And then next we'll move on to the next one, which is forward. So this means that the motor or
the needle,
the needle in the display will move in a forward direction, that is clockward direction. Next you have full, which is full rotation up to 360 degrees. If you do it as half, it will go only up to 180 degrees. So for now we have set to RPM mode 1, forward and full. So this is going to be a default setting. So the only thing you're going to change here is the RPM. For our purposes, we're going to use up to 6 RPM settings, and then we're going to take the value. Okay, so I think we'll begin with the experiment. Now one more thing which you need is a stop clock. Okay, so with this you're going to measure the time, and make sure that you press the stop clock and the run button at the same time to get accurate values.
Take a value.
Okay, now we have set 0 as the reference here. Okay, so this is going to be a reference value. We're going to start from here. It's not exactly 0, but for our purposes we'll take it as 0. So now in the count of 3 I'm going to start it, and then we're going to see it run for 1 at 1 RPM speed. So in 3, 2, 1. So as you can see, the motor is running at 1 RPM. So now you are going to hit stop the moment it reaches 0 again.
Okay, we had an interruption here. The moment the needle comes back to the same position, you need to press stop here, and then note down what's the value there.
Typically you are required to do for 6 or 7 RPM, but basically this thing will go all the way up to 150. Please don't try that if you want to get into trouble or anything. So that's it, guys. This is stepper speed control of stepper motor, experiment 14. Thank you.